Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with my first review of 2022. And well, as you can see, my background has changed. Yeah, I was doing a bit of rearranging and well, now I've got an actual fridge in my room because, well, I'm spoiled like that. Well, that's not important, so let's just get onto the actual review. And well, today's review is going to be on War of the Cybertron Trilogy, Earthrise, Cybertronian Villains, Thundercracker, and Skywarp. Or, as the packaging says, Skywarp and Thundercracker. So, yeah. Now, these two were released as a 2-pack, which is why I'm reviewing them together. And, of course, since it's Earthrise, these two were a store exclusive. This time I can't remember which store they were exclusive to. But, well, the important thing is they were rare, so that's why I got them, because I like wasting money. But, well, let's just have a look at the packaging. And well, right off the bat, you can see, well, it's a bigger box because it was a 2-pack. Right here it says Cybertronian Villains, which I guess was a subline in Earthrise. Mainly it was just some of the Seekers, and I think it was the Decepticon clones that were released in this sub-series. Got the names, Skywarp and Thundercracker. Got the two in their vehicle modes. They are Voyager class figures. Well, before I look at the back of the box, we got the side for the characters, as always. Here we have the back. Got them in both modes. And here we can see their names in Cybertronian. It wasn't on the name on the front, but we got the Cybertronian names on the back. And looking at the top, well, we can see Galvatron, and he was recently announced to be in the upcoming a Legacy toy line, which I don't have Kingdom Galvatron, so I am excited for that. And well, that's it for the packaging, and I just hit my accessory tub. Oops. Well, taking a look at the figures. Well, let's start with Thundercracker. Because, well, he was the one. Well, he's the one I usually start with when I'm transforming the two figures. Well, of course, he's a blue jet, as always. Of course, this is just a redeco of Earthrise Starscream. And if we have a 360, right off the bat, you can see that there's no landing gear, which is, well, that sucks, but well. And there's also no thrusters. So, yeah. If we have a look at the top, well, we can see the figure's wingspan here. Also see the no rays here. If we have a look at the underneath of the figure, does this look familiar to you? That chest with the gap, does that look familiar? Well, we'll get into why soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Thundercracker. Now for Skywarp. This is when my throat stops working. Yeah, Skywarp's pretty much the same, only in this amazing looking black and purple. I mean, me personally, I kind of prefer Thundercracker's colors because if I still had like the background I had from my previous review, then Skywarp would probably blend right in, but eh. And of course, he also has this little chest kibble, no landing gear, and there's no thrusters. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the jet modes. I mean, of course, I should mention that they can take blast effects. I'll just show that with Thundercracker. So you just attach them onto the null rays. But well, what I should mention is, well, this is well known at this point, but well, the Earthrise Skywarp mold is pretty much an upscaled version of Classics Starscream, which explains why the underneath of the figure looks so similar. I mean, the transformation is similar. The jet modes are similar. It's pretty much an upscaled version of the figure with some differences, and we will get into those differences soon. But well, before we get into the transformation, let's have some comparisons. First of all, here we have Siege Starscream. So you can see how the Tetrajet mold looks next to the F-15 mold. Yeah, I should definitely get Earthrise Starscream, but oh well. Here we have Classics Starscream, so we can like compare all the differences. Well, for one, you can see that this bit actually falls out on the Classics version. The null rays are bigger because these are actually spring-loaded. The Classics version actually has thrusters. Well, the Classics version doesn't have this little bit here for the transformation. And the underneath, well, the legs transform in a different way, but we'll get that soon. So yeah. And also, getting Skywarp out for a comparison. Here we have Skywarp with his potential future self, Cyclonus. I mean, you could say, ooh, see how Skywarp's here, that's Bombshell, but I'm not going there. But yeah, here we have Skywarp with Cyclonus. So, there you go. And if I had Studio Series Scourge, I would compare him with Thundercracker, but unfortunately I don't, so yeah. But well, that's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. Let's get on to the transformation, and for this I'm going to do it with Thundercracker. Well, if you've seen the transformation of Classics Starscream, you'll know how this guy transforms. So I was just trying to tilt my camera up. This guy transforms, well, not identically, but very, very similarly. So I'll just remove the null rays for now. I suppose if you want, you could put one up here. I don't know why you'd want to, though. Well, at the start, take the wings, fold them up. Just like Classic Starscream. Take the tail fins, fold them up. Come under here. This is where we see a difference. Lift this bit up. Open these. Just unhinge all that. Just try and tap all that in. Split the legs. And yeah, that's definitely different because on Classics Starscream, the legs just pull down, that's it. Whereas here, it just unhinges out. Here, the legs are also different. On the Classics figure, they actually were here and you pull them down, but on the Earthrise figure, they're actually here. Get the entire tail fin section now, like so. That's actually attached to the heels. So if I can just demonstrate that. Like so. So now you got that. Try and tab this section. Open that. Get the arms out. Get the nose cone section down. Turn that around. Just get that in there, like so. So now you have that. Come in here. Have the cockpit section go down there. Or that's the nose cone. But what you can see, it splits at the cockpit section here, and the nose cone section goes down to the back, where it's pretty much just kibble, unfortunately. And now for the arms, I'll just unfold the wing to show this. If I can actually get this out. This appears to be stuck. Oh, there we go. So if you can actually untap that. Untap this section and extend it. And that forms an arm. Do the same with the other arm. And then with the wings, I mean, you can do what you want with them, but what I like to do is, I like to just fold them back. And then finally, with the null rays, you can either put them in his hands if you like being wrong, or the correct way, place them in his shoulders. And well, he have Thundercracker in his robot mode. And now to get Skywarp transformed, I'm just going to do this off camera because it's pretty much the exact same, so just excuse me for a moment. Okay, there we go. So, having a look at these two in their robot modes, we'll start with Thundercracker. We'll have a 360. Yeah, you can definitely see where the comparisons with Classics Starscream comes from, because we have this, well, nose cone section just hanging off the back. So yeah, that's definitely a complaint. Having a look at the head, well, it's just a standard head. If anything, that could probably just be the same head as Starscream, to be honest. And with Skywarp, once again, pretty much the same, only with different colors. Still got the weird nose cone on the back. But his head's actually different. As you can see, it looks like he's actually screaming. I don't know what he's screaming at, but, well, that's the face they gave him. I mean, I can see that face fitting like, Starscream, but, well, not Skywarp. Yeah, it's just weird. Probably screaming because he knows that he can fit blast effects on these guys. Well, of course you can fit them on the null rays, as I showed in the vehicle mode. But there is one on the forearm here. If I can get it on. There we go. And that looks to be the only one I can actually find. Like, there's none on the shoulders that I can see. Hang on. No, I can't see any on the shoulders, unfortunately. It's just that one on the forearm. Well, Skywarp can have it as well. So, yeah. Okay, now for the articulation, I'll just show this on Thundercracker. The head is on a ball joint, so he can look around as well as up and down. And unlike Classics Starscream, it's not attached to this, so we actually have full movement this time, which is definitely an upgrade. The arms can go forward. They can't go back because of the wings. But of course you can T-pose. The wings can flap if you want them to. He has elbows which can swivel. Unfortunately, the hands don't swivel. There's no waist articulation though, unfortunately, as you can see. If I get the hands out, well, if I get the arms out the way, the legs can go forward that far, but if you move this bit up, then the legs can go even more forward, up to there. They can swivel, he's got knees. Plus, of course, he's got the splits and the ankle pivot. So yeah. I say Siege Starscream is a bit more posable, but still, that's pretty good articulation. And of course, Skywarp does have the same articulation. Now for comparison, here we have Siege Starscream. So you can see the Cybertronian version of the mold. And of course, this guy does transform extremely differently, just because, you know, it is a different jet mode, so this entire cockpit's a faux part instead of it being the actual jet cockpit. But at least he doesn't have the nose cone kibble on the back. What does have the nose cone kibble on the back is, well, the basis for this figure, Classics Starscream. And we can definitely see some differences, despite the fact that these two are quite similar. I mean, for one, the nose rays are definitely bigger. I mean, of course, these ones are spring-loaded, so... But the arms also transform differently. These ones, it's just that, well, it's just that the hands flip into here and that's it. Whereas here, the arms actually have a full-on transformation. The little booster sections here flip out as landing gear. Although they don't on the Earthrise figure. The feet transform differently, as you can see. Still have this bit, as I said. But while the Classics figure doesn't have heels, so he's extremely easy to knock over, which is something that the Earthrise figure definitely fixed. And finally, here is Skywarp with his potential future self. So yeah, in fact, maybe that's why he's screaming. And well, that's pretty much all I have to say about these two. Complaints. Well, of course, the nose cone on the back is annoying because it actually does block off the weapon port on the back. Plus, the lack of the thruster on the vehicle mode is definitely annoying because, well, unlike with Siege Starscream, where if you have like the correct blast effect port, it does actually look like he's blasting off. I don't, so he just gets laser feet. With these guys, well, there's no thruster, so the effect of having like thruster feet is sort of neutered, unfortunately. So that's also a complaint. Plus, the fact that there's no landing gear in the vehicle mode is also a bit of a bummer. Well, other than those things, in my opinion, I think that this mod's actually better than Classics Starscream. I mean, sure, I do wish that they'd just made an entirely new figure from scratch, but still, in fact, like, even though they reused an old figure, I think they did a way better job than the original. I mean, they added these features like the wings being able to fold, like they added heels, some added the stats for transformation. I just think those additions make the figure better than Classic Starscream, in my opinion. I'm not sure about your opinion, but, well, I just think that it's better than Classic Starscream. But yeah, I do wish that they'd made a new figure from scratch. Oh well. But well, do I recommend this mold? I would say figure, but keep in mind, like, this 2-pack is hard to get, so I'll just say mold, like Earthrise Starscream, pretty much. Like, do I recommend the Earthrise Seeker mold? Well, if you don't mind that it's pretty much a rehashed Classic Starscream, then yeah, it's definitely really fun if you don't mind. But if you do mind, then, well, probably just go with Siege Starscream instead. But if you don't mind, yeah, this is a really fun figure. Well, this has been my review on Earthrise Thundercracker and Skywarp, and this is Charlie Young signing off.